Hi friends, it's Tracy from the Financial Freedom Diary, and today we are going to be paying on my student loans. If you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing below. I am Tracy, and I am in the process of getting out of debt. The last debt that I have is my student loans. So I have been diligently working on those. I know you guys weren't expecting a pay debt with me video for my very first paycheck. I didn't expect a pay debt with me video for my very first paycheck. And that was because I had set aside all of the remaining balance of the money I had in my budget for my dental expenses. But I did have three unexpected things. One was the savings from the cash envelopes for $31. And then I also had gotten a reimbursement for my PMP exam fee, which was $405. Now, not all of the 405 is going to go to my debt. 154 I'm going to set aside for my PMI dues, and that's going to help me get access to the free PDUs so I can start working on accumulating those to recertify, I think, in 3 years. And so 251 is actually going to my debt. The last thing was that I did receive the $600 stimulus, and I'm going to put all of that onto my debt. Now, you may also be wondering, well, if you're putting this stimulus this time to your debt, what did you do with the last time? Last time I just put it in my emergency fund. That's all I did. I just saved it. Now, the total that I'll be putting to my debt today is going to be $882. I have updated my paycheck number one budget so that I could show that I had some other, and I put a note in here to see the notes so that for historical purposes, I can go back in and read where that money came from. And I've already documented down here the two new categories that I have created for this particular budget. I did think about doing something for myself, but I felt like the PMI dues would be for me. So that was, I thought, enough. So let's look at the loan details. And so we can see my average interest rate is still 0%. And that's only because through January 31st, we are not being charged any interest. And so you can see my principal balance is $41,416.18. My outstanding interest is zero, and which my current balance is $41,416.18. So let's go into the loan details, because this is all going to go onto one student loan, and that's Fed loan. I call it P9, but on the screen it's going to be number 9. So here it is. So let me get this brought up higher onto the screen. No, I'm scrolling a little bit slow, but I tend to mess up. So we're going to click on this right here. I was asked about my repayment period prior to the CARES Act and everything. Like, was I paying a standard repayment? No, I had been on IDR. The plan I'm on now is revised pay as you earn, and you can see my repayment plan right here on the screen. And so you can see also like what my original balance was, which means the $5,500 was what was dispersed to me, but that wasn't what the start of this loan was for me on my not my student loan debt repayment, but my debt repayment journey. I had, I think, 6,000 was what I started back in 2017. So I am working on the videos to talk about how that happens. And I think I'm going to do 2, which is going to be for people who are in college, which I think their strategy may be a different approach because they have to worry about also paying their tuition as they're in school and living and working and trying to balance all of that, versus people who have already graduated and who may be under an income-driven repayment plan or an income-based repayment plan. But you can also see that my principal balance is $2,797.99. And so far, so good. They're saying the monthly payment is $32.35. The reason why this is kind of, you see the confused look on my face, is because I never got anything in the, not in the mail, but they normally put something in your inbox saying what the payment is. It only changed here after I had recertified last year. So it's a little bit like, is that for real, or what? But the question is going to be, is that monthly payment higher than the amount of interest I'm going to accrue on the particular loan? For this particular one, I can say the answer is going to be yes, because hopefully in February, I get that balance down super low and I'm done with this one in February. But hopefully I can get it paid off in January. That'd be nice, because I just thought about it. I didn't think about having this money. So we're going to make a payment on this loan. And let us scroll down. So here you can see for Fed loan, they highlight this like in a dark navy blue. And then this is a lighter blue. You always, when you want to pay off a specific loan, you want to make sure you're targeting specific loans. You want to make sure that that's highlighted, because if you don't and you do pay all loans, they just split whatever you're going to pay across all outstanding loans. The percentages that they give to each is not always the same. So just be careful about that. So now you see the one I want to pay is highlighted in blue. So that's why I went the route that I went, so it can show me directly and I don't have to think too hard. And you might be like, Tracy, that is so lazy, but it is how I am feeling today. So let's see, $882 is what I want to pay. And so I'm going to click out of that cell so that way I can see my payment total down here at the bottom. So yay, it's the last 5. And I actually don't have to scroll like I used to, because I had so many of them. So my payment date, let me get this up on the screen. I'm going to do January 9th. I'm not sure why I was thinking September 9th. And I'm going to choose my account, because I so elegantly found a good name for that. I don't even know when I named it that. But I am going to advance you guys to the approval screen, because the last screen has the next screen has some personal information, but the very last screen just has my confirmation number. Okay, so that is processed and I have my confirmation. And so that's my first debt payment of the month. I'm super, super happy. If you wonder what happened at the dentist, absolutely nothing. They didn't have their laser in the office so they can put the abutment in. And so I was leaning between using that money now, pay debt, and just take it out of my February check, or just save it. And then when I go back on February the 11th, I have the money already, and use my February check and just go ahead and start paying my debt from my first check, my second check, and start putting money back into my sinking funds. So I decided to go with the latter. I am going to roll that money over into February, so that way I have the money. I don't have to use my February check to pay for the dental fees. But yeah, I was not a happy camper. I'm not a happy camper right now. It stresses me out to go there, and they were not prepared. So I'm like, you knew I was coming. You knew the tissue had healed over where you did the work. So what is going on? So y'all know I like to come back to this screen just to make sure that over in this payments and billing section that I can actually see under managed payments that my payment is actually showing on the screen. I haven't had any issues with this, but I don't trust this site. I don't trust any site. So let's put it out there. Let's be honest. Now I'm going to go to one of the bigger loans on here so I can show you guys what I was talking about versus what was dispersed when I took out the student loan versus what I have to pay back. And is my monthly payment high enough under IDR? That's the question you have to ask if your repayment plan is IDR or IBR, because people graduate from school, but they don't necessarily make enough to pay the standard amount on their student loans. And so it causes an issue. So here is one. This is the biggest one that I have for $15,294.48. The original balance was $12,000. So that's what they dispersed to me. And you can see my principal balance today is $15,294.48. So that's $3,294.48 in interest that has capitalized, and it's a part of my principal balance for what I'll be paying back. That doesn't even include the interest that they're going to charge me in February, March, April, May. So yeah, it's fun. And so I have a monthly payment of $86.86. So the question I'm going to ask myself is, $86.86 a high enough payment to cover my interest as I go forward? And if it's not, I'm going to add to it. If it is, I may leave it alone. I may add a little to it to hit the principal. It all depends on how I'm feeling. I think I had already queried you guys and asked you guys that question. So when we do start back paying in February, I'm going to focus on one loan, and all the other loans are going to get a split of just $100. And then I will show you guys, when you see me paying my debt, which check it actually comes out of. Because what I do is I treat that one amount as a bill. It's a line item on my budget. It comes before my actual snowball payment for the loan that I'm targeting. Now, I know some may say, well, why not just put it all on the one that you're trying to target? $100 is not going to change the rate at which I pay off a student loan. It takes a little bit more than that, and it's not going to deter me from getting out of debt at the same period of time. So it doesn't change or extend my debt freedom date. It doesn't do that. So it's actually just going to be something that I want to show people on the YouTubes. So thank y'all for watching, and let me get myself back here so y'all get to see all the shenanigans up in my account. And I want to tell you guys something. What was it? Monday? Tuesday? I have a friend, and she and I, we've known each other for years, and she is finally getting to the point, her daughter just graduated this past December, and so her student loans are actually coming due. Now, here's the thing. People my age and older are coming into this scenario where we didn't finish paying off our own student loans. Now we've taken out parent loans for our children. And so she has like 6-figure student loan debt. Just a thought. And I do know the exact number. I'm just not going to disclose it or anything. But she doesn't know about my channel, but I'm not going to tell anybody's business like that. But the stress that she's feeling right now, she has health issues. She has all these exams and stuff she has to pay for every year. And she was struggling to get her kid through school, which, not everybody graduates in 4 years. And so now she's having to deal with that. And so we're like working through, what can she do? What can she put to what? And it's going to be a challenge for her. And that's something that, it's like, as a parent, and, like, at a certain age, we're supposed to be, we really have to get on it with the retirement. What do? And I listened to her, and I don't, like there are some things I didn't agree with when she was doing it, but it's not my decision to make. But I did want to put that out there. There are people my age now that will probably go into retirement with student loan debt. It's scary, super, super scary, because I think her student loan debt might have been around $10,000. That's all she had left. Now her daughters, she's getting six figures, but she signed up for it. She signed up for it, and I'm not laughing at her. I'm laughing because I can't believe I said that. But she signed up for it, but she's dealing with the stress of it all right now, and she is like overwhelmed with it. And I'm just like, dude, for years we've been talking about it. She knew about it when I went on this debt-free journey, and I don't know how or why I process and take these things in from other people, but it was like, we've been talking about this, there were other choices, there were other things, but they weren't made. And now it's like reality is kicking in, and it's just super sad. It's super sad. So yeah, gotta, at the end of the day, we all have to do better. And sometimes I don't know. I know how I feel with my kids. My kids knew the rule. They'll tell you what it was. But she had a different thing around her kid. And so for me, it's kind of like, you work for it versus I'm going to give you the lifestyle you were used to living, not earned. And it's just like, I don't understand. But but I think that's because I came from a background where I had to earn everything myself. So I don't understand. But yeah, it's sad to kind of watch and listen. So yeah, that's one of those things when you're seeing people who are middle aged, which is me, because I'm like an auntie, I found out, which technically I am. That's what's going on with Gen X is, whew, we had our own, it's not going anywhere, and now we're getting our kids. And that's nuts. But anywho, I am going to work on those student loan videos for you guys. It's going to be, in my head, I see two. One that's focused for your people in college and for my peeps who are out of college. So that way it's not too much for you guys, and you can share it with somebody who has a kid that graduated or is in college to kind of help steer some of that money. And it's not like college students have a lot of money. I know I didn't have a lot of money, but I wish I had made better choices with the little bit of money that I made, if that makes sense. I was not a good steward of my money at that time. I spent a lot of time loaning my money out and helping other people, or thinking I was helping other people when I was actually enabling other people, and I didn't have the right foundation to even help anybody. And I didn't even understand it. So crazy. But anyway, I'm gonna let y'all go and stop telling y'all all my business. Y'all have a super fantastic morning, afternoon, and evening, and I will talk to y'all Tuesday. If I get one of the videos done earlier, edited or early, it may be out on Monday, but definitely Tuesday and Wednesday for those two videos. And you can just pick the one that applies to you. And I also owe you guys a video about what I do for a living and how did I get into my profession. But I'm going to work on that too. So y'all have a great one, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.